Hi friends! Last week I told you all about fashion I have really been enjoying lately, but of course I could never simply talk about the things I like without also making a follow-up video about all the trends I will not be participating in to spread some anti-consumerism and de-influencing propaganda that we all often need to hear. Me included. As I've said before, the last thing I want to do with these videos is influence someone to stop wearing something they already have and love. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose. If you're already wearing and liking these things, please keep wearing them and enjoying them. My purpose here is to remind us all that not everything that is cool and cute and trendy is going to be your thing long term, and you don't need to buy it. So, let's get into it. First up, we have leopard and cheetah print. People seem to use those kind of interchangeably, but it's pretty much always leopard print that's actually the more popular one. This is leopard and this is cheetah, just so everyone knows. But this is just a pattern I've noticed I'm never drawn to have in my wardrobe, and even when I have owned it in the past, I didn't wear it. I feel like leopard print has a spike in popularity like every couple years, and it's never truly out. It just sometimes becomes more in. So if you've been a person for like a few years already, you probably already know if leopard print is your thing. And if it is, I actually think this is probably a pretty good one to have and hold on to because, like I said, it always comes back and it's never truly out. But for me, it has just never resonated. I feel like it's more of a glam print, kind of girly, kind of sassy, and I wouldn't really use any of those words to describe my style. One of the only leopard print clothing items I can think of that I have ever owned is a dress I got secondhand for a Halloween costume a couple years ago, and that dress I did think was cute enough that I kept it around, but then I didn't wear it, and then I thrift flipped it into a top, and then, of course, I did not really wear it as a top either. So then I gave the top to my sister, who I would say is a bit more of a sassy glam girly than me. Next up, capris. Now, I have some confusion on this, honestly, because like capris were popular in the 2000s, right? But I always thought at that time as a child that capris were like a mid-calf length, and I actually have no issue with that length. I kind of like it. But it seems like now as people keep talking about capris, they're showing capris that fall like just below the knee, much shorter than what I think of as capris. And these, I'm not a fan of. I do think these are both types of capris, to be clear. Neither one is right or wrong, but the one that's currently trendy is the one that I don't really like. I think I just hate anything knee length because I also hate knee length skirts. Anything this length just looks quite awkward on my body type to me. I feel like I say this in every trend video, but that's because it's relevant every time there's a trend I don't like. Often it's because I think it looks weird on me because I'm kind of short and I have proportionately short legs. So trends that make your legs look shorter are always the ones that I end up not liking on myself, and so I don't wear them. I actually would wear the mid-calf capris, like I mentioned earlier. I don't know why this length doesn't bother me. I just don't think this length makes the legs look shorter. But this length does. At least on me. I don't know. Okay, next up, Office Siren. This name is so funny to me. It's just like 2000s corporate attire, but make it sexy. Like, I get that sirens are sexy, but to me, a siren is like this mystical, magical fantasy creature of the sea, not a person in gray slacks and a button-up. I don't think it looks bad. I just think the name is funny. That said, it's also just very not me. I am not super into neutrals, and if an outfit is all neutral, for it to work for me, I need it to be either like really cozy or avant-garde. And this is neutral, cold, and very basic. So those characteristics just do not resonate with me. It's also very, very 2000s, which again is just not really my thing. The tight fits, the low rise, the skinny glasses. The thing is, like, I was a dorky elementary schooler in the 2000s, so I associate these more fitted lower rise slacks and like a fitted button up and those tiny little glasses with other dorky elementary schoolers. I mean, obviously not the sexy aspect and the way it's being styled now on adult women's bodies, but just like the pieces themselves, they all have dorky 10-year-old energy to me. So it's not for me. Next up, camo. Specifically like Realtree hunting camo rather than army camo. I truly do not understand where this came from. Like, it was not a thing, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing it pop up everywhere in all the like online fashion circles, and I just can't help but feel like, girlies, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why this, of all things? This is the only thing in this list that I like actually think is ugly. And I think the people who are doing it know that it's ugly, and they're like being ironic and self-aware about it, but I just can't do it. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm intimately familiar with hunting culture. My dad hunts, and hey, no hate to hunting, but hunting camo is fashion? No. I would actually love to hear from anyone who does enjoy hunting camo as fashion in the comments, because I do have sort of a hard time wrapping my head around it, but like I'm open to understanding. What does it express? to you. Like, I think I wear some things that other people would find ugly, but it's because it feels expressive in some way to me that is useful. But this one, I'm just like I don't understand what it's expressing. So I would love to hear from someone who's into it. Okay, this next trend, I'm a little baffled by. It's big cuffs on jeans. Now, I don't mind a cuff, even like a pretty chunky, sizable one. But what I'm talking about here, and what bothers me, is a gigantic cuff that's only folded up once. It's not rolled, it's just folded. I don't know why this bothers me so much. It might be because, as I have mentioned, I have always been very short, and my very generous and patient mother hemmed a lot of my pants for me as a child. And when you're trying on your pants to get them hemmed, they usually kind of look like this, like you fold them up to the right length and then they pin it and then you take them off and you hem them. And so to me, this trend looks like you were in the middle of getting your pants hemmed and then you got lost. It wouldn't bother me nearly as much if the cuff were double rolled, although I still think some of them are excessively big, but the double roll at least looks intentional to me. And this looks like an accident, I think. I will say, this is a really easy one to try out with jeans you already have, and of course to just fold back down whenever you don't want them like that anymore. So if you are into this, like, it's a very low risk, low investment style to try out. Not much to lose here, not much waste to be had. All right, next up, the mob wife aesthetic. I gotta say, this feels like one of the shortest lived trends on social media in the past year or so. Literally from the time I started making a list for this video to the time now that I'm actually filming it, it's already over. But that's all the more reason to talk about it, I think, just to acknowledge how ridiculous it is that something can be a trend for literally a month. And I want to talk about why I think it was so short-lived, because the reason that I think it didn't last long is the same reason that I wasn't into it really in the first place. And that is, it's not really an aesthetic, it's just one outfit. It's just like wearing all black and maybe with a fur coat on top. There's only so many ways you can do that. And because it's just one outfit, it's not one of those aesthetic categories that can really put into words someone's personal style. No one's style is this specific because no one's style is just one outfit. I do think it's kind of fun to have a little character in mind when you're getting dressed in the morning. And if you saw this and it made you want to channel this fantasy version of a mob wife, we don't even need to get into the fact that it's based on a completely fictionalized version of a mob wife. This is so divorced from reality. I don't even feel like we need to get into the implications. But if you're drawing inspiration from this fantasy version of a character that you want to channel the energy of for the day, I think that's fun and cool. And I think that this looks good. It's a cute outfit. But the idea of it being an aesthetic just frustrates me. And the idea of someone going out and buying something to fit this one outfit, it makes me sad. I don't even know if anyone really was doing that, but I feel in general, really niche aesthetics like this that blow up can definitely have that impact. Even unconsciously, you might see this and then think, I should really get a fur coat, and not think through that maybe it's not actually super your style that you will wear 3 years from now, you know? Okay, this next trend feels like it really exemplifies the difference between fashion trends online and on social media and fashion trends in real life. Because every single other trend I mentioned in this video, I didn't even see out in the world. Granted, I don't go out in the world that often. I'm a bit of a homebody, but these all feel so niche for those of us who are sickeningly online. But this one is not even something I've seen people talk about that much. But then I was in a mall recently and I saw it in every single trendy store. Oh, the trend is pointy-toed slingback heels. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. I noticed this style of shoe everywhere. It was in every trendy fashionable store. These I'm skipping because I don't really wear heels. I can wear a chunky heeled boot or a chunky platform shoe, but that's really it. These have no place in my wardrobe. I would not wear them. The very few heels that I have get very little wear. And usually there's something I bought for an event where I needed heels, and then that's the only reason they're in my closet in the first place. If I did need heels for a wedding or something, I don't really think they're my style anyway. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about these because it feels like the sort of thing where if you were looking for heels and then all the heels you saw looked like this, you might just go for this without thinking about it, which also is fine if you just need some shoes. But I think it speaks to the way that sometimes we follow trends whether we like it or not, whether it's intentional or not. And I think it's helpful to be more mindful of those things when we're seeing them out in the world. That's one of the great things about thrifting. The clothes there are not really dictated by the current trends. Finally, my last trend is more of a category, and that is trending colors. Now, I'm certainly not going to reject a color just because it's trending. I mean, red has been huge. I'm wearing red right now. I already know that I like red. I feel like blue is starting to trend lately too, and I love blue. But I am passing on buying a color because it's trending if you would not have liked it or didn't like it previously. The biggest one I've been seeing lately is butter yellow. The cool fashion girlies, they're talking about butter yellow and they're wearing it and they look really cute. But this is a color I have never chosen to wear on purpose in my life. I have one old tank top that happens to be this color, but I didn't like it because of the color. And I think that's the only pale yellow I own anywhere in my entire wardrobe. So this is a reminder to myself, pale yellow is not your thing. You don't like it, you've never liked it. And even if you're at the thrift store and you start seeing a bunch of like things that are in pale yellow, the fact that it's this trending color makes it feel much more fresh and appealing. I shouldn't buy it. That happened to me the other day in the thrift store. Can you tell? I've also been seeing a lot of gray and navy lately, especially styled in like full neutral outfits. Again, that kind of goes with like the Office Siren thing. And these colors, like that aesthetic, feel quite cold and serious and overly polished to me, not things that resonate with me. I can get behind navy or gray in like sportswear, like super casual pieces, because the super casualness balances out that the colors feel very serious and polished, you know? But in like polished business casual clothing, it just makes them feel even more polished and serious, which is not my thing. The last color I want to talk about is like burgundy or like a wine purpley red. I feel like this is sort of the next evolution where red is shifting into this darker, cooler toned red. I don't really like this color, but I've noticed I do have a handful of pieces in this color in my wardrobe by accident. So I'm like, am I unconsciously drawn to this color? But then I don't even wear the pieces I have in this color that often. Basically, I don't hate this. I might try to wear the pieces I have in this color more because I have them, and maybe I'll get some more inspo on how to style them from seeing this color styled in different ways. But I'm not going to buy anything new in this color because I don't especially like it. And I think I already struggle to style the pieces I have in this color. I am very particular about colors, so I will stick with the ones I like. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. I'd love to hear what you think of all these trends and some trends and some trends you're passing on in the comments. And if you do leave a comment, watch another video, like maybe this one right here, and subscribe to my channel. This year will be the year that niche aesthetic micro trends finally die.